Oh boy, is this thing on? Welcome to Tuesday afternoon. It is the Chad Prather Show. Thank you for joining us. Make sure that you click like and share and participate, please, in the chat. A lot of people have started migrating over to my Rumble channel. People are like, I don't know where to go. Do I go to Graham's? Do I go to Chad's? The answer is yes. And then you guys are over there with the Google overlords on YouTube, whatever. I don't care where you are. Just chat. Let's talk about it. We got things to get into today, and I can't wait to have a little fun. You know, here's what I was thinking about this morning. It's the fact that every year, like clockwork, somebody's going to dust off their crystal ball, and they're going to squint at the stars and decide that the sky is falling. It's always the end of the world. I mean, from asteroids to aliens to drones in New Jersey or even a rogue band of squirrels that are threatening to take over the planet. I mean, are the bumblebees disappearing, zombie invasions, pandemics, quademics, epidemics, Mayan calendars, hail-bop excursions, end-of-time prophecies, predictions, always perfectly timed, if you'll notice, to distract us from real life. It's like that cliffhanger that just never resolves. The end is near. It's in 2012. No, wait, it's 2016. I mean 2017. No, I mean 2020. It's like we're all just waiting for the universe to hit the snooze button on life, and it's all going to go away. At this point, the end is more predictable than a menstrual cycle. But you know what really gets me? The sheer optimism of these predictions, because every time it always comes with some kind of offer. The world will end in fire and brimstone unless you subscribe to my newsletter or adhere to my agenda. Don't you know that higher taxes are going to cool the climate and save the earth? It's like a really intense infomercial. And what you get, I mean, at this stage in the game, it's basically a buy one, get one free apocalypse. So here's to the doomsayers. Here's to the end is near people. And we're going to talk about this today. I pray that your crystal balls stay cloudy, that your prophetic dreams remain in the realm of fantasy, and that your squirrel armies never take over. I don't want to die by squirrel. Because until then, I'm going to keep living my best life, one ridicule-laden rant at a time. The end of the world is near. We're going to talk about the end of the world. We're going to talk about the doomsayers, the naysayers, the end-of-time prophecies. And they're out there, trust me. The Doomsday Clock has moved. We're going to talk about it, folks. Oh, my gosh, the end is near. Before we do that, though, I want to tell you about our friends over at the Wellness Company. You know, the world may end, but at least you'll be healthy. Because, like, if you got your wellness kit, your emergency medical kit, you have your prescriptions at hand, ready to take in the middle of the night when that stomach bug hits, or you need the Z-Pack or some ivermectin to take on a regular basis. You can get it at the Wellness Company. Go to twc.health/Chad. Use promo code Prather and save, plus get free shipping. It's a good deal. Get your contagion kit. If it is the end of the world, make sure you get your radiation kit. Get your emergency field kit. Get your kids kit. All this stuff. Save money by using promo code Prather, but head over to twc.health/Chad. This is one of the most valuable things I own. And yes, I use it. So get yours and use it too. Or just don't get sick. Maybe if the Lord loved you, you would stay healthy. I don't know. It's a weird thing. All right, welcome to the program. The guy with the dreamy eyes. He is everybody's favorite producer. Producer Royce is here. Oh, Royce. Unmute yourself, Royce. You're muted, baby.
My bad.
The crowd noise drowned you out.
Listen, moments before you brought me on, I have a ton of papers here of stuff I got to do. Okay, my cat jumped up and knocked all of them over.
Oh, no.
All of them over. So
you have to go scoop them up so we can have a show?
Oh, God. I thought he ran away somewhere, but he's actually right here next to me.
You know what you do with that cat? Murder it. That's what you do.
I don't think my wife would like that.
Well,
it's kind of her favorite thing in the whole world.
Got a solution for her, too.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Listen, I'm just telling you, man. I've decided that at my age, you just kill off the things that bug you.
He doesn't bug me, but he did knock over all of my papers, and now they're just on the floor. So.
We do not advocate for violence, neither feline nor marital, okay? We don't want to end up on an episode of Dateline. Carolyn Levitt, Royce, just did her first ever White House briefing for the new administration. I thought she did a fantastic job. What did you think?
I thought she did a phenomenal job. And then you asked right before we came on the live stream, how old is she? We looked it up. Yeah. She's 27 years old.
27,
guys, I'm only 22. I mean, that's not much older than me. Could you imagine me? I couldn't. being in there and being in the White House. No, I could not. I could not do that. But 27, that's the age of my oldest brother. That's just insane.
It's the age of my oldest daughter. So that is insane. Trust me, she can do it too. But Carolyn Lovett, she's definitely a prodigy. I mean, she's incredibly smart and intelligent. I was thinking she was 29 for some reason, but 27, that's impressive.
Either way, man.
She did a heck of a job. Welcome to the program as well, everybody's favorite comic relief. He is the party foul of Party Foulest. He's a Party Foulest Party Foul. Party Foul Steve, everybody. He's right there in the other room. Wait, look at Party Foul Steve.
Hey, I want to say that your view count went up yesterday. By one.
Because you were on there?
I watched the show the first time in 3 years. I have to say it's really good now.
Steve, of course, was a part of the Blaze Network with me for years on the Chad Prather Show. He called it the Party Foul Pub. I called it the Peanut Gallery. But either way, I'm glad Steve's back. We're having a good time. And not the least among us, let's bring on everybody's Dear America. I was going to say favorite female. Brianna Morello might get mad at me for saying that, but she's gotten mad at me for less. But everybody's favorite female on the Dear America network, Meggie Moo 32.
I got
Megan
a special sound.
Let's do it.
Little magic. Little magic twinkle.
I love that. Megan, tell everybody about your show. Tell them when it airs and all the good stuff, please.
Yes, you guys can catch me Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, 8:30 Eastern Time, both on Graham's channel and on my channel, Meggie Moo 32. You can call me Megan. It's fine.
Megan.
Now, Meggie Moo is way more fun to say.
It is.
Meggie Moo.
I know. This morning, or was it yesterday morning, you guys were all like, Meggie Moo.
Meggie
Moo.
Meggie
Hey,
Moo.
let me ask you, where did that originate? Where did Meggie Moo come from?
So back in the AOL days, my dad made me a screen name, and it was that exact screen name, Meggie Moo 32.
And you just stuck with it. I love that.
Yeah.
Meggie Moo 32. It's fun.
I like your show, Megan, because you just kind of float wherever you need to go. And it's like that to me is podcasting, that stream of consciousness sort of deal. Where you just kind of whatever pops up and just has a good time. And I enjoy your show a lot on the subject.
Yes.
Megan, but I'm gonna make everybody in the chat upset. You know what? No, let's do this. Let's have fun. While I'm being offensive, and those of you who don't know, you'll understand here in a second. Dare I do this?
Yes.
Okay. Before we started, I said, because I have a point to this. that I'm going to make. I asked Megan, I said, Megan, obviously she's a fitness person. She leads spin classes, all these kind of things. So I knew she would not be bothered by this question. This is not a question you ask a lady. I said, Megan, how much do you weigh? Now, I'd love to see people in the chat.
Oh, yes.
I'm asking you in the chat, how much do you think Megan weighs?
I did intervene when he asked that. I said, Chad, you don't ask a woman that question.
I said, oh yeah, we did it.
But he said, let's do it.
I said I had, and Megan said, yep, go ahead and do it. So yeah. I wanted to see what I want to see in the chat. I'm going to get over here to Graham's as well. I want to see who is in the chat that has got something to say.
Yeah.
My midsection weighs more than she does.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see what people say. I'm going to pop out the chat right there.
I'm seeing 105, 107, 102, 120, 96 pounds.
Yeah.
You might need to call the doctor if I weigh 96 pounds.
She's a big girl.
Someone asked, this is a good factor. Someone asked how tall you are.
I am 5'5".
So she's 5'5".
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing one person give the right answer, though.
Nobody, but
really
some people are close. Some people are close. You said you weighed 113, right? Mm-hmm. So because I said 117, that was my guess. I went high. I called you a big girl. But I went with
I have muscles.
So 113, you're a tiny little thing. And the reason I bring this up is because apparently there is a rapper, Dank DeMoss, who I did not know existed, who is suing Lyft because the Lyft driver did not let her in the car because apparently this is a multi-million-dollar lawsuit that this person, this woman, I don't know, is suing Lyft because the Lyft driver said, you're not going to fit in the car or it might damage the car, I think is what was said.
Isn't it ironic that it was Lyft, though? You know, because she probably needs a lift.
Probably needs a lot of hydraulics.
A lot of hydraulics are needed.
You need mama's attic in the back of a 26-foot U-Haul to get that moving. People are like, you're fat shaming. I am, actually. And as someone who carries that extra 20 pounds myself, let me just say, that ain't healthy. And we live in a world where up is down, down is up, and the whole thing. Like this girl's ready to... and. I know I got it out of order, Royce, so don't panic. I know where I'm going with this. But I know where I'm going with this. This girl right here, like, this is a lot going on. I think it said she weighed like 480 pounds.
How is she walking?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
That's a lot moving. I didn't know she existed, and I don't care. Like, if you want to be fat, you want to be unhealthy, you want to do that. We live in a day and age where up is down, down is up, left is right, all these kind of things, feelings over the facts, and they want to say that this is a healthy lifestyle. You're not supposed to be ashamed if you're fat, and if fat's the new sexy. They got them on the Swimsuit Illustrated, swimsuit, you know, the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues, all this kind of stuff, and they're saying, oh, this is sexy. No, it's not. No, it's not.
The only muscle this woman probably has on her body is her calves.
I mean, she's probably got strong legs. There's a lot
that's what I'm saying.
Going on here. So I didn't know she existed. Now my X feed was blowing up with this lady, and I was like, okay, like I talked about doomsday prophecy and the end of the world. If this girl trips and falls.
It's like an asteroid hitting the Earth.
Is this a Lizzo situation? Is this a Lizzo?
Hey, Lizzo lost weight.
She did lose weight, but before that, she was the cause of all the earthquakes in California. We know that for a fact.
You're not wrong.
There was a tidal wave that hit Thailand a few years ago. I don't know that this girl wasn't in the pool or just swimming in the ocean. You're like, you're being mean. Yes, I am. And I wouldn't be if it wasn't for a multi-million-dollar lawsuit because you don't fit in the freaking Lyft driver's car. Like,
you were shopping for an F-350 truck last week, so
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's okay. I'm pretty sure it's okay to be mean a little bit because if I'm not mistaken, we pretty much bullied Joe Biden out of running for a second term. We bullied the man out of it.
I don't understand this lawsuit because if she physically cannot fit in the car, that's not his fault or her fault, the driver's fault.
Right.
It's your fault, honey.
This is.
Well, she's claiming that she could fit in the car is the issue, and he wouldn't even let her try, and so now there's
he
a
was
lawsuit.
saying it might damage his car, like the
only solution is to get her in the car and see what happens.
Yeah. What's that, Steve?
I can wear 31 waist jeans, but it's tough getting it.
Yeah.
Getting his 33-inch belly.
Me and you both got the Dunlop disease where our belly Dunlopped over our belt, son. And I won't even talk about the Dickie do, but that's a whole other deal. But
and I've driven Lyft and Uber, and I would say I would probably turn her down too.
I mean,
you gotta watch that suspension.
I mean, I got a Ford F-250. I'd be like, hop in the back. If you could shimmy up on that tailgate, hop in the back. Now, I mentioned this at the end of the world, and maybe she did move the Doomsday Clock. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but the Doomsday Clock is now at 89 seconds. 89 seconds till midnight for the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist. For those of you who don't know what the Doomsday Clock is, the Doomsday Clock started in 1947. It was Robert Oppenheimer, Einstein, and another guy. I can't think of his name, but either way, they started this thing in 1947. Basically, they started it as how close are we to global destruction through a nuclear bomb or nuclear war. Now it's been changed to that or AI or EMPs or climate change. Of course, that's what they're doing. So now they're saying we're close to midnight. I can remember being a child and they would move this clock and I was like, oh God, we're all going to die. They've been doing this since 1947. Now we're 89 seconds. That's as close to midnight as we've ever been in history.
So now it's 89 seconds. What was it before they changed it?
I don't know. But that's how much I don't care. But I want you to watch the type of person who is predicting the end of the world. Okay, here's your doomsayer. Play it.
Thank you all for being here today. It is the determination of the Science and Security Board of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists that the world has not made sufficient progress on existential risks threatening all of humanity.
Is that Benny Blanco?
We thus move the clock forward. In setting the clock closer to midnight, we send a stark signal. Because the world is already perilously close to the precipice, any move towards midnight should be taken as an indication of extreme danger and an unmistakable warning.
And look how dramatic.
Every second of delay in
sounds like a
reversing
Muppet.
course
He does.
increases the probability of global disaster.
That guy on the right's 89 seconds
is
to the end of
now.
his world.
I mean, it's either that or
89
global
seconds
warming.
to midnight.
I think I'll take that.
Well, no, they're including
89
global
seconds.
warming and climate change. Global
Hey,
warming doesn't
listen.
exist anymore.
Greta Thunberg also predicted the end of the world, and she was way off. So
Yeah.
I don't think
How
we have
dare you.
much to worry. How dare you?
How dare
I know y'all thought that Chucky from Rugrats looking thing this morning was Gollum, but that straight up sounded like Smeagol.
Yeah. Schmeagol. The precious.
That was Smeagol.
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
Yeah. So, it might be close to the end of the world for that dude on the right there. It was.
Wait, I'm sorry, Maggie Moo. Isn't Gollum and Smeagol the same thing?
Yes.
Yes, but
Okay.
Smeagol's
turn.
voice is
Smeagol
like a little
became
different.
Gollum.
Yes.
Smeagol became Gollum. So it was Eugene Rabinowitz and Albert Einstein and Robert Oppenheimer started the Doomsday Clock, 1947. We're as close to midnight as ever before. And you know why they're doing this? It's because Trump took office. Let's just be honest. They just had the World Economic Forum in Davos. Everything going on with the first week of Trump in office, nobody was really talking about the World Economic Forum in Davos and all the kind of stuff that they were doing. You know, my friend Larry Taunton, he was over there for that. He loves to infiltrate Davos every year. And so he goes over there and he reports back. They were doing clinics over there about granting, in the next 25 years, granting personhood to nature. These are the kind of people, yes, I said that, personhood to nature. So we got people that can't figure out what their gender is, but yet we're going to grant personhood to nature, inanimate objects. We're going to anthropomorphize the trees, right? And so we're going to have all of this kind of stuff if their worldview wins out. That's what kind of crazy nonsense is going on. So trust me when I tell you, I'm not too concerned about when these people predict the end of the world. Because as far as I'm concerned, when Dank DeMoss wins this multi-million-dollar lawsuit for being a fat ass, there's going to be, that to me is where we've hit a point where I'm like, you know what, just end it all. Just end it all, because none of it makes sense anymore.
I still just don't understand this algorithm of 89 seconds to midnight. What does that mean?
It's
Is that at all
arbitrary.
times we're 89
Like,
seconds away?
Almost a minute and a half, but it's not quite.
But they're just throwing all this
Not
garbage
quite.
in one big heap pile and saying that pile's getting bigger, pushing towards the end, and that's going to happen anyway, right?
So what
No matter
they do
what.
is they get together in a think tank, quote, end quote. They get together in a little think tank and they measure all of the things that are going on in the world. And basically they come up with a mathematical little algorithm hypothesis that says, okay, this is how far we should move the thing to midnight. And so this is the kind of stuff, this is the kind of crap we pay for. This is the kind of crap that gets funded. This is why whenever Trump says we're going to pull out of the Paris Climate Accords and all this kind of stuff, we're going to save $1 trillion a year. This is the kind of stuff that I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Because these people exist to control your life with fear-mongering, doomsaying, and the end of the world prophecies and all this kind of stuff. To me, they're nothing but a bunch of hucksters. Because as I said in the opening deal, what do we want? So what are you going to do? We're going to pay more tax money now? We're going to pay more tax money. It's going to cool off the earth. We're going to get away from the threat of thermonuclear war. We're going to not have any more ballistic missiles. I mean, we're not going to have AI. We're not going to have Chinese balloons that float over the United States with the potential of setting off an EMP. I don't, whatever.
Has the clock
It's
ever
always
moved the other way?
something.
What's that, Megan?
It's always something. I mean, when I was a kid, the textbooks in science said acid rain. Then it
Acid
changed
rain.
to global warming. Now it's climate change. And you
Yeah.
said it perfectly. It's all fear mongering and what they want to do. The people that try to pump this type of fear into people are the ones that don't know where they're going to end up when they're gone. And, like we're like, okay, well, if the world ends, well, then that's in God's hands and we all know where we're going.
That's right. And what they do is that they all profit from it. They all profit from it. I mean, you look at Al Gore. Al Gore has become effectively a billionaire off of the so-called fighting climate change. It's big business. This kind of stuff, this kind of nonsense, the bulletin of the atomic scientists. I mean, look at these guys. I mean, bunch of DEI crew right there. I don't know. These are probably really smart individuals, at least in their world. I think there's a whole lot of people. That's why, to your point, Megan, that's why the Apostle Paul says in 1 Corinthians 1, he says, God's going to use the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. Because these people who set themselves up as the thinkers, as the think tankers, and all these kind of people who are going to predict how your life's going to go, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't have a clue what they're talking about. That's why I say I'm just going to keep on being fat and sassy and running my mouth every day. So here we are.
I like you being fat and sassy, but
I am
not
fat and
fat.
sassy. Oh yeah, I'm. I weighed the other day. What was I? I was 215. I got to get down. Oh, 215. I'm 100 pounds more than you, Meggie Moo.
Well, come to my spin class.
What do you think I weigh? I'm curious now. What do you think I weigh?
I'm gonna go 157 with
It's
you.
very close. 155.
155.
Wow.
Yeah, 157. Party Foul Steve weighs 198.
No, I wish.
Did you get back above 200?
Yeah, I'm about 210.
All right, I'm gonna start calling you Dank DeMoss. I'm gonna kick you out of the Uber driver, man.
I bet she smells dank.
Oh boy, let's quit saying that, dude. It makes my mouth get dry. I want to tell you guys about our friends over at Patriot Mobile. We need to do a little repenting by reminding you about America's only conservative Christian mobile carrier in the world. They're the biggest ones. They're the best ones. They're the greatest ones. They're the only ones. Patriot Mobile uses all the same cell towers as the big three, so you don't have to worry about losing your coverage. If you go over to patriotmobile.com/Chad or call them on the phone at 972-PATRIOT, they will help you find a wireless plan that fits your budget and for your family as well. They will take care of our first responder heroes, our active duty military, and our veterans with free activation. If you use promo code CHAD, they'll give you free activation as well. Plus, they'll give you a free month on that sucker. So go over there and check out the devices they've got available as well as the plans. And you trust that Patriot Mobile is supporting the same causes you support. They believe in the Bill of Rights and they believe in the right to life. So they have the same foundational values as we do, and we love them over there. Glenn and the gang are always happy to help with their U.S.-based customer service team. PatriotMobile.com/Chad or call them on the phone, 972-PATRIOT, and use promo code CHAD. All right. You can call Sarah in Oklahoma.
Sarah in
Where the
Oklahoma.
wind comes rolling down the rain. What do we got next, Royce? Pop something up there. Let's talk about what else is going to end the world? What else do we have? What's his name? He resigned from CNN live.
Jim Acosta.
Jim Acosta.
Jim Acosta. Never liked Jim.
Trump said he was a loser. Jim Acosta, of course, went on CNN today. He resigned live, said he was done. But, of course, and I don't want to show you the clip of that because everybody's seen it ad nauseum, but he used it as an opportunity to take one last shot at Trump, basically saying, always pursue the truth and don't bow to dictators. Don't bow to dictators. I wonder who he could be talking about. So I'm sure Jim Acosta will go the way of Don Lemon and start putting his ugly mug out there on Instagram and TikTok or whatever with his little videos that he's trying to do. But bye-bye, Jimmy Acosta. This is, if you forgot this fun little deal right here, this is back when, a couple of years ago, when Donald Trump had this to say to Jim Acosta.
But your campaign had an ad showing migrants climbing over walls and so on.
That's true. But they weren't actors.
They're not going to be doing that.
They weren't actors. Well, no, it's true. Do you think they were actors? They weren't actors. They didn't come from Hollywood. Right. These were people. This was an actual. It happened a few days ago. And
they're hundreds of miles away, though. They're hundreds and hundreds of miles away. That's not an invasion.
Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
If I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may ask one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President, that's enough. I was going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President,
that's enough.
Mr. President, I had one other question, if I may ask, on the Russia investigation. Are you concerned that you may have?
I'm not concerned about anything with the Russian
investigation
investigation because it's a hoax. That's enough. Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down in this investigation?
Just takes the mic.
Mr. President.
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN. Go ahead.
Can I just please? Can I just please?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
is that guy not just pathetic though? He
These guys
refused to
drive me
give that
crazy.
girl the mic. Like, oh no, my mic.
I was watching Carolyn Levitt do her press briefing, right? Just a little while ago, and these crazy activists that parade around like journalists. Which you got to remember, objective journalism means at the end of the article or the end of the story, you don't know where the author or the commentator stands on the issue. So these people have moved. Everybody has an opinion. It's all become an op-ed. There is no more journalistic objectivity. That is what you should be pursuing, to just deliver the news. These people have become activists. So I was watching Carolyn Levitt, and she said it on one of the questions. She's like, I've clarified this 4 times now. 4 times I've had to tell you guys, and the answer is going to remain the same. But they want to keep getting these aha gotcha moments. And that's the thing that irritates me to no end. Either you get it or you don't get it. But don't keep wearing these people out. We saw it the other day on CBS when J.D. Vance said, I don't really care, Margaret. They keep pushing to try to get these gotcha moments. And I'm sorry. These people are going to continue to be embarrassed in this administration. And so they're all going to keep resigning because they suck.
Yeah, Carolyn Levitt was like, we will call you out when you are wrong. And we have zero problem with that. You guys have reported, false news over the last 4 years for certain.
So here's the deal. Here's another news story. So this morning when we were doing Dear America, hit like, hit share, do all the stuff. Every time I say Dear America, I got to throw something in the chat. I don't know. Graham's so good at that. Graham's so good at that. Make sure you're commenting. By the way, our view counts go up every time you guys comment. So tell Party Foul Steve to sit up straight in his chair, okay? Because he's a squatter. Not only does he squat and slump, but he squats at my house. I come out of my bedroom at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Steve's sitting in a dark corner over there. It's creepy. It's creepy. He's just always, or I walk past a window and there's no sun out. It's dark. I walk past a window and Steve just kind of looking. Can we go to work yet, boss? And then he has gas. He just all the stuff.
You just gotta take
all
this?
the stuff. I take it all the time. I'm used to it. I get paid well to take it.
Okay.
He's been on the road with me for 10 years. I have to vent. Anyway, Party Foul's my boo. He's my boo. It's a weird marriage. We went to lunch today. We went to an early lunch today, and the girl was behind we sat at the bar, we were eating, and the girl comes up. She goes, "So what are y'all doing today?" And we were like, "Nothing." And she's like, you don't work? And we were like, no. And she goes, so you're just going to go home and stare at the wall? I said, yeah, but we'll be together. We're going to. And she's like, so is this check together? And Steve's like, we've been together 10 years. We make a great couple. And so girl didn't know what to do with it. But this morning,
we never
during
let
Dear
her
America,
off the hook either.
No, never told her otherwise. This morning during Dear America, I could see it over here on Fox News. They had the Senate hearing on the Panama Canal. Ted Cruz is chairing that deal. And so this is a perfect example. They were telling us the Panama Canal thing was all fake news. They were saying, oh, no, Trump's just being a bully about the Panama Canal. But that's simply not the case. Listen to Senator Cruz here and what he had to say in this hearing.
We're here today to examine a monument to American ingenuity, the Panama Canal. Senator Moreno down there suggested we open the hearing by playing Van Halen and Panama. We may not do that. But between the American construction of the Panama Canal, the French effort to build an isthmus canal, and America's triumphant completion of that canal, the major infrastructure projects across Panama cost more than 35,000 lives.
All right, let's stop it right there. So, Panama.
Sorry, I'll stop.
I'm gonna put on my tights and do some spin kicks like David Lee Roth. So the point I want you to see from this is we made a major investment in the Panama Canal. It was a feat. I mean, it was a major architectural accomplishment. It was structurally engineering. It was a miracle, and it cost 35,000 lives. But we're saying, listen, we got quite the skin in the game when it comes to the Panama Canal. But what they're finding out is this is a real deal. Scroll back up to the tweet, to the actual tweet, because what they're saying is China, unchecked, is basically Panama's in violation of the Canal Treaty. And so we actually have the green light. We have the right to go down there and make this thing right. So when Trump is making a serious and substantive argument that the treaty is being violated, as was stated, This committee has jurisdiction under the Senate rules over the Panama Canal, and today we will examine evidence of potential violation. He goes on to say Panama has emerged as a bad actor. Panama has for years flagged dozens of vessels in the Iranian Ghost Fleet, which brought Iran tens of billions of dollars in oil profits to fund terror across the world, and Chinese companies have won contracts, often without fair competition. So China's using it however they want to use it. Iran's using it however they want to use it. And Panama, again, putting the money in their pocket. This is the kind of deal that I know it's offensive to the soft, weak-spined, limp-wristed, sitting in the corner in the cook chair beta males out there that claim to be the bureaucratic men in the room. But let me tell you something. Trump is doing something about our threats. If you've got a threat again, national defense could depend in a lot of ways. Our defense could be strengthened by having Greenland, having the Panama Canal, securing our southern border, making sure that America is put first again, whether that's the wildfires in California or the hurricanes in Georgia and Western Carolina. We got to make sure that this stuff is taken care of. And it's going to hurt some feelings along the way. But dadgummit, when you see stuff like this, what we're seeing, and particularly like with the stuff Tom Holman's saying, the borders are about these arrests, deportations, border crossings, all those things, the numbers don't lie. When you look at the facts, this is deadly and dangerous, man. So I'm glad they're dealing with this. We're getting stuff done, man. We're 9 days into this presidency, and stuff is getting done. Now, they're going to complain on X about the price of eggs and milk. They're going to complain about all that. I mean, granted, they used an agenda, a doomsday agenda, where I started with this whole thing and brought out the whole avian flu scare, and so they killed, millions of chickens. But yet, I guess we're just supposed to start pulling the eggs out of our own rear end. We talked about this yesterday. Get your own chickens, get your own eggs.
Yeah. Well, did you see the kind of eggs they're posting about being so expensive? You're buying like a 36-pack of organic, pasture-raised, brown, large, free-range brown eggs. I'm like, yeah, of course it costs $15. You're buying the 36-pack.
I'm not saying that when I was a kid, we egged cars or houses. I would never do something like that. But I'm just saying if we wanted to, we had plenty of eggs.
Yeah, they were 50 cents a dozen.
I mean, we had it so good, sometimes we threw the whole chicken at the house. Like,
how much does a chicken even cost? How much does it cost
we had
to get a chicken?
We had some chickens. I don't even know, man.
$20 for a laying hen.
Yeah, laying hen. Was it not cheaper than that, Steve, back in the day, back in the 80s?
It was cheaper then. The last few years, it's been $20 to sometimes $30 for a laying hen that's already laying.
I used to do a television show with my friend Brad Howder called Coop Dreams, where these people, there's like this whole deal out there where people have show chickens and their chicken houses, and we would build chicken coops for veterans with PTS, post-traumatic stress, because they verified that chickens actually helped people who had stress, trauma, and those kind of deals. And so we would go build chicken coops and give chickens. It sounds funny, but we had a good time doing it for veterans. And so we know all about the chickens, man. But these people would show up with some pretty chickens, and I bet they tasted pretty too. I bet they were delicious. I mean,
but they were juicy.
Yeah, you weren't. You weren't getting those chickens for $20. That's for sure, man. I had chicken for lunch. It was Nashville hot chicken. It wasn't bad. Ah, boy.
They got Nashville hot chicken out in Houston.
They got it, but it ain't the real thing, It ain't.
Right.
It ain't Hattie B's in Nashville. It ain't the real thing.
Oh, there's better than Hattie B's.
There's better than Hattie B's,
yeah.
But old Hattie, any place when they start lining up for hours and hours to get in the restaurant, it's gone downhill. It's gone downhill. So anyway, what do we got? We got all kind of things that are ending our world.
We got that DEI tweet ending the world.
Lord.
I love this tweet right here. We talked about DEI yesterday. I'm so sick of it. This right here, DEI only existed because, listen to this, folks, because white people were racist. They had the opportunity to hire based on merit, and they hired their unqualified white friends every time.
Is that why I'm here?
DEI, that's nepotism. DEI isn't racism. It's a solution to historical racism. No, it's actually racism. And that tweet is actually racism too. So again, if one thing ain't going to kill you, it's going to be all this kind of stuff. DEI, that is the end of the world. Because let me just tell you, so let me break down that logic for you. That when you see stuff like that, basically what she's saying is that they had discriminatory hiring practices. So in Solution to that, what she's suggesting is they use discriminatory hiring practices. That's how stupid that is. So she's saying, we're not going to do anything based on merit. I mean, Martin Luther King would like a word. He would like to have a word when he says, we're going to look at not the color of a person's skin, but the content of their character. We're not going to look at qualifications. The NBA and the NFL doesn't hire based on this. They don't recruit people on the basis of this. It's a matter of who can do what. Are you capable of this? I mean, if you apply this to flying an airplane or building the Panama Canal, now, what was the whole thing a minute ago? What have they been screaming about these deportations? They've literally said, who's going to grow our crops? Who's going to pick our produce? Who's going to clean our offices? Who's going to clean your house? Who's going to do all of this stuff when you're gone? So, so which is it? Are we hiring all the brown people to do these things, or are we not?
Well, not only that, but DEI in itself is racist. If you're saying, oh, well, we're not going to hire this group of people, we're only going to hire these groups that don't always get hired, that's racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're choosing to ignore a certain group of people. And I really like what we read. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but DEI stands for don't expect intelligence, because they're not hiring off of skill. They're not hiring off of merit and all this stuff. They're hiring what DEI is to hire because of skin color and because where you originate.
Yeah.
If you're
racist.
If you're playing sports and you have a team, well, now they give out participation trophies, but in a real world, in the realistic world, if you go to try out for a team, if you're the coach, which players are you going to have on your roster? The best ones,
the best
right?
Ones.
Doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are. It doesn't matter. Can you perform and play well in the game? Same thing with work.
Someone just said in the comments, it also stands for didn't earn it, which also is perfect. It's a perfect description. You didn't earn it. You're only picked because of these other aspects of you that you were born with, and has nothing to do with your ability to complete the task.
Mm-hmm. I actually replied.
That's so funny. I can't stand the whole DEI thing. I can't stand because at its very core, it is communist. It is, and people say, you don't know what communism is. It's literally this. Because if you're just going to communally do everything the same for everybody with no expectation of the results of, consequentially of what's done, that's communal. That is communism. It is Marxist at its core. But this is racist. You're saying I'm going to exclude the smartest, best qualified person in order to go check a box. So just on the basis of diversity or equity or inclusion, that's not equality. Equity is not equality. So we don't have equality of outcome in this country. We have equality of opportunity. And you say, well, people come from more impoverished situations, and so they have to work harder to break out. What you have to work harder to break out of is governmental dependence that for generations you have relied on and voted into office in order to keep yourself on the bureaucratic tit. So what you got to do is pop it out of your mouth and start working hard and get a leg up. We have almost every Fortune 500 company in America now has a chief diversity officer. I don't agree with that, but they have a chief diversity officer to make sure that diverse hiring practices are happening and nothing is being violated. No, I don't advocate for somebody not receiving a job on the basis of the color of their skin. She is, but I don't. I want the best qualified person. I mean, right now I got a guy from Baghdad that works for me. I mean, Amjad's Iraqi, Royce. So Amjad works with us. I've had producers that are lesbian, producers that are gay. I've had Haitian. The list goes on. Party Foul Steve could tell you. I don't care about the color of your skin. If you're the best person for the dadgum job, that's who I want.
Mm-hmm. I will say your yard crew this morning was down a guy. I don't know what. I don't know what that means.
I blame Christy Noam. She's in New York, looking like a snack, apprehending people. She caught a bunch of flack for her statement for calling them dirt bags. Well, you know what? If you listen to Carolyn Levitt's opening statement today, she was talking about the people who are being apprehended. These are criminals. These are rapists. These are pedophiles. These are, these are murderers. These are horrible, horrible people. So, yeah, I'm okay with her calling them dirtbags. But they immediately said Christy Noem for using the term dirtbag was racist. No, she's not. No, she's not. And Dank DeMoss is fat, okay? So, whatever. It's okay to use words to describe people accurately.
I'm going to start using the word dank to describe people.
Dank.
That's
That girl's
dank.
dank.
That's dank. Actually,
That
you
is
may have
dank.
just started the new
That
trend
word
right
has
there.
been around for a long time.
I was going to say.
But not really to describe
the
people,
loop.
though. Not really as a
It's
description
like
of person.
not of people, yeah, like of food.
That's
or
right.
something.
And
Exactly.
DC 2002 said Chad had an Ethiopian queen working for him at one time. That's true. She was Hispanic, but she was Candice, the queen of the Ethiopians. That was her nickname. But good biblical reference right there. What? And then we got this other deal, Royce.
Oh, this you mean?
Oh Lord.
This other deal. This is, you want to talk about racist. So this is the cover of New York Magazine. The Cruel Kids table, and they got some pretty good looking people sitting up here now. I don't care about it. They got some pretty good looking people on the cover of this thing, and apparently this is their little Republican Party or something like that. But they're saying, "Oh, there's no white people in here. There's no white people. This is basically today's conservative. This is today's Republican Party. This is who we got." But if you zoom out, they cropped all the black people out. Look there's black people in the room, and they purposefully cropped the picture for the cover.
They got close, but not quite there. They got close.
Don't you say a word, Party Foul Steve. Don't you say a word. This is a topic you're not allowed to touch. But they cropped the black people out. That is the essence of racism. And then turn around and say, "Oh, look at all the white folks at the Trump gala or whatever."
They kind of got lucky that they were all together, though. Kind of in the same bunch.
They had a grouping.
I think I see an Asian girl behind that one black guy. I think that's an Asian girl.
This one right here?
Yeah.
How can you tell? Don't say it.
Okay.
I mean, does anybody, the girl right there in the black and white in the front, do we know her? Is that?
Why are you asking? Why are you
me.
asking,
I'm just
Chad?
saying. I know most people in the world. Do we know this girl?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think you're gonna find out who she is. So don't
So
worry about
if you scroll over a little bit, okay, stop it, Royce. Now you're just tempting the man. Roll over to the article part of it. Roll over to the article part of it so we can read the words. And no, the other way. Yeah, there it is right there. Go back up. Have you noticed the entire room is white? This is what the article said. Well, problem is they're not. So almost everyone is white.
Wow. White people exist.
Yeah, I mean, they make up 70% of the population. Oh my God.
if white people do make up 70% of the population, this is probably a pretty accurate. There's just a few in there versus all the different white people. It's a pretty accurate ratio in terms of what it really is.
Yeah.
In the U.S.
My thing here is, like that tweet we read before, or this type of article right here, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're literally eliminating your own opportunity by lying to yourself, creating victimhood, creating and manufacturing oppression. You're creating a hole that you can't dig your way out of. It's like the proverbial, you throw the crabs in the boiling pot. One tries to crawl out, the other crabs will pull it back down in there. They keep pulling each other back down. And so again, if you keep blaming other people, you will never succeed in life.
No,
I mean,
if you
just never
really
will.
want something, you have to go after it. You have to work hard for it. So if you're claiming that you live in an impoverished city or area, it's up to you to get yourself out of that. Take the bus, walk, save money, get a bike, then save money and get a car.
Yeah. Megan, I can't blame you for being 20 pounds overweight. You're in great shape. You weigh 113 pounds. I weigh 100 pounds more than you. I can't blame you for that. If I sit there and I put all the blame on you, well, it's Megan. Megan's the one's always working out. If I do all that kind of stuff and I'm constantly looking at you, I'm not focusing on myself. The next thing they're going to do is they're going to start saying mirrors are racist because white people look at them. I mean, it's so dumb.
It's the more and more that you open up these groups of people or Z's and Zers or whatever, the more and more groups that you add, then the more victims we have, the more excuses that you can make for yourself for not getting your butt up and going out there and doing anything for yourself.
Yeah.
You allow yourself, you enable yourself to make excuses by blaming other people. That's nobody's fault but your own. And you cannot blame white people. You cannot blame Asian people for being smarter than everybody else. Like, that's on you. That's on you. Quit being lazy.
That's right. I'm reading Mexican Tony. I'm reading Tony's comments.
Just a bunch of crackers.
I mean, I was on Carl Higbie. I was on Carl Higbee's show last night on Newsmax, and Higbie was his clip's going viral now. He was right before I came on. He was talking about the girl who said, if you voted for Trump, you got to stay out of Mexico. You can't go to Cabo. You can't go to Puerto Vallarta. You can't go to Cancun, Caramel. You can't eat a taco. You can't eat margarita. And so Carl started eating tacos right there on the show. And I was like, well, I wanted a margarita. I mean, Carl was like, what are you going to do? Come take it out of my hand? You going to come take it out of my hand? I mean, this kind of nonsense of just separating everybody. We're not talking about, like, Trump's whole deal, even the deportation thing. He's not talking about skin color. Remember when he did the ban from 7 countries? They were like, it's a Muslim ban. No, it wasn't. It was from 7 specific countries that were funding or backing terror in some form or fashion that presented a danger to us. And everybody's like, Trump just has a brown people issue. He wants to deport brown people. He wants to, you know. I'm like,
that's what Sonny Hostin said.
I mean, that's it, and it's so insane. Sonny Hostin, who's on The View, who makes millions of dollars a year. And, honey, I think you've got a pretty good opportunity. I mean, you're doing more equal than I am. So you're doing pretty dadgum good in regards to that. But this kind of stuff will never, and again, I blame Barack Obama. Barack Obama, who he never claimed his white side. He only claimed his black side because, you know why? It was more advantageous to do that. Brandon Tatum, I just ran across a conversation. I ran across an old video where Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum, and I were talking. And he said, I would much rather be a black conservative in America. White conservatives have it way harder, especially white male conservatives. Because I'd rather be a black conservative. He says, I get more opportunity than anybody else. And he's not wrong in regards to that.
It's because we celebrate people of all colors.
Yeah.
We celebrate people of all races.
And Barack Obama set race relations in this country back 70 years. I mean, it doesn't have, it's like this. If I tell my child, hey, don't go push that button, don't go push that button, don't go push that button. You know what they want to do when I leave the room? Push the button. They're going to go push the button. If you keep pointing at it, that's what you're going to get. That's what you want to get. Look at the wellness company over here on Newsmax right now with Peter McCullough. Look at him over there.
Look
Look at him.
Would you look at it?
TWC. Peter McCullough saying, go get it. I love that. Oh, they got a better ad than we do. Gosh, I want their screen. Anyway, twc.health/chat. I want to tell you also about our friends over at Birch Gold. Do me a favor, everybody in there. How many people we got watching right now? A couple thousand?
4,600.
4,600.
Nice.
It's a fair number. It's a fair number. I like it. I would love to have 4,600 likes, but I would also like 4,600 people to text Chad to 989898. I spent like an hour trying to explain to my aunt how you do this one time. She's like, I don't understand what to text. I was like, the phone number is 989898. It's like, it's 989898, and then you text CHAD to the number, and they're going to send you a no obligation free information kit on how you can solidify your future, your retirement, your 401k, your IRA by backing it with precious metals like gold. Birch Gold Group, they are the standard for helping Americans diversify their retirement. You can't get much better than Ron Paul endorsing that, and they have the gold to back it up. I had somebody the other day who said, well, if these guys love their gold so much, why are they giving it away? They're not giving it away. They're backing your investment. When it goes up, your money's going to go up. Right now, you got that old 401k from a former employer that's not doing anything, just sitting there. You don't know what to do with it. Text Chad to 989898. They will help you. They will help you, okay? Birch Gold, they are the industry leader in this, and I love them. Had somebody today reach out to me and said, do you guys have a gold sponsor? I was like, we sure do. Text Chad to 989898. Check them out. See what's up? I used to have a retirement, and then I got divorced.
Mine's at work right now.
Yeah, his retirement. Party Foul Steve's wife is my retirement plan. Steve and I have a built-in nurse. She's already agreed to wipe our rear ends when we get old and decrepit, which is close. Megan, it's close. And I don't know if you're a married woman, so you know about men. Steve and I, well, Steve takes like 3 showers a day. Me, I'm taking like 3 showers a week. So Tony's got her work cut out for her in my golden years.
Mm.
Well, my husband refuses to leave the house if he hasn't showered.
If he hasn't showered?
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
I mean, I could go like most of the day and do all of my errands and stuff and then shower. And he's like, how can you go out in public and not shower? I'm like,
I agree
because I'm
with
not an oily bohonk. You know?
Once a day is the rule.
Yeah.
For me, my brother though is every morning and every night.
My brother's the same way.
And that's fine. I actually wish I had the time to do that, but I don't.
Yeah, I just, but you know what? I kind of air it out. I'm like dry shampoo. Like I live alone, so I just walk around the house naked. And so I just
that
air
is
everything.
true.
I just walk around the house naked. I went to
Oh,
the
wait,
door this
you're
morning.
not alone.
I went around and
Party Foul Steve's there.
well, and there's certain times of the day when we're done here, he'll go home. I'll make him go home.
But then he's creeping through the window, like you said.
But I also don't sleep. So those of you who have known me for any length of time, I was up at 3:30 this morning. I've been up since 3:30. So and that's just me and my demons. But I just walk around the house. I went and unlocked the door for Steve today. He was pressed against the glass, and I was naked. And it's like, whatever. So here we are. Poor Steve gets exposed all the time.
You would think I'd have a house key by now.
Yeah, you would think, but.
He goes in the doggy door.
So you said, Megan, before we got on here that you had done like 100 burpees, right? Before?
105.
100, okay. Who's counting? Who's counting? I wish you'd move the chair and do a burpee. Make it 106. Are y'all, you see your, no, I'm not going to put you on the spot like that. What we really want to see.
That's 105 more than I've done in
and the only reason
decade.
I called you out is because we can actually see your floor. What I'd like to see is Party Foul Steve do one.
I'll never get up.
No.
I got a broken leg.
Nor would I. I need to do some burpees, but I got that thing going on. Things aren't falling off, but they are falling apart. All right, what's next, Royce? We got to move, baby. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Make sure you're hitting like. Make sure you are hitting share. Please share it. It would help me up.
We got a little CLC going on.
A little cry, Libs, cry. Cry, Libs, cry. God, who sent that giant
Hold up.
message?
I think this is worthy of a...
Do we get this? We get the CLC. There's the CLC. Cry, Libs, cry. MSNBC's Nicole Wallace. She looks like she's holding back tears as she reports the deportations. Now, again, I want to remind everybody that she has never taken an illegal into her own home.
No, of course not.
No one has.
Nor will she.
Nor will she. But this reminds me of the woman in Boston last year who came out with the video that had taken in the Haitian family and said, oh, they cook and they clean. And I'm like, you basically just got an indentured servant is what you got.
Yep.
But yeah, this is the kind of stupidity we see. Play the clip.
As we come on the air, the old saying, elections have consequences, is playing out in very real time in a very real way in cities all across our country as the Trump administration makes good on one of Trump's most controversial campaign promises, a promise that was immortalized in that sea of signs at the Republican National Convention. Mass deportations now. 1 week into Trump's second term, it's no longer an abstract idea or controversial campaign promise or even a convention sign. The deportations are underway. As we come on the air, the old...
You go. Bless her heart. Yes, the deportations are underway.
He made promises, and he's fulfilling those.
Yeah, it's
How dare
amazing.
you do what he said?
I want you to skip over one, Royce, and I want you to show you how we're kicking them out of the country here. I want you to go over to the this one right here. Here's how Tom Holman's treating them right here. Play the clip real quick.
I cannot believe that.
Is that real?
That
Tom
is real,
Holman's
but
not
you
doing it.
got to understand that's not America. And by the way, to those of you on X, like the person talking about DEI and all this nonsense, this is what it's like in other countries. This is what you get. Now, the meme says how I treat my clubs after a bad round of golf, which is basically true. But if they just picks him up and tosses him in the back of the truck. I don't know what country this is. It's south of the border somewhere. But this you don't get treated like this in America, because that's immediately you're not even going to jail if you get treated like that in America, especially if it's videotaped. Just play it one more time. This is so much fun. Watch this guy. He's just gonna grab him right through the crotch and just toss it right in there. Hilarious. There you go. So we got it pretty good in America. Go back to one more CLC. We got a TikToker who just goes on this unhinged rant about what? Flying American flags. Oh, it's so hurtful.
CLC in the chat. Blow up the chat.
CLC, blow it up in the chat. CLC, blow it up. Play it.
I just saw the cringiest fucking thing. I'm driving out of a grocery store parking lot, and the little mini street that takes you in there, coming into the parking lot, is this guy in an SUV, and he's got his, I'm assuming his wife in the front seat. Anyways, they've got their windows down, and out the window, they've got their arms stretched, and they're holding American flags, and not those little tinky, like, wee, you know, no, not those. No, like big American flags.
Yeah.
Like 2 to 3 feet long American flags. And they both got their arms out like, America! And they've just got
Put those American flags in the chat.
You just
American
know that
flags.
they're like conservatives or
Fly 'em,
Republicans,
fly 'em.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's cringy AF. Like the American flag did not do this before. And now it's just become their symbol. And
It's your symbol too if you live here, you idiot.
Yeah, she said it's cringy.
Don't
It's
drive through
cringy
my
when men are
neighborhood.
putting on women's clothing and growing their hair out and whatever it was that we saw in Dear America this morning. That's cringy. Being patriotic and holding your flag out your window and screaming "God bless America" while a bald eagle flies over you and 3 fighter jets, that's just American. That's not cringy. That's American football. That's that's 4th of July. That's what America was built on. Cringy.
Like,
Her and her 37 nose piercings.
Makes me want some apple pie right now and a hot dog in baseball season. And by the way, the nose ring, that is always the sure sign. It has just become the sure sign. The nose ring is always the telltale deal that this person suffers from TDS, is anti-American, and would probably, support some kind of Hamas takeover.
They always look like this.
They always do.
Oh my
When you're
God.
over 40.
Look at that face.
I'm going to correct you. I think it's more a septum piercing that gives it away.
It's the septum piercing. It's right through the middle, right?
Yes.
Because I don't mind. Me personally, I think a cute little thing here is cute. I think the little deal is, little piercing it could be cute.
But the septum makes you look like a bull, and that's exactly what he looks
Where you
like, a
run
bunch
that
of
thing-
bush.
Yeah, when the rancher hangs a rope on your nose so you don't charge, like that's the kind of deal. Like you keep the bull from running after you because they're going to step on that rope. But right across the street from my house, since Inauguration Day, my neighbor across the street has hung a giant American flag from the top of their house all the way down. And at night, I can look out my picture windows and I see the spotlights hitting that flag, and I love it. Like I want to tell him to keep that up year round because it's like I feel like it's a huge flag over there, and I love to see it.
We should line her up like a bull and just start waving the flag and just see what happens. Just like, come on,
know these
come and
people.
get it.
If this
She'd run into it, that's for sure.
If you are hanging that flag out the window of your truck, I want to know you. I want to be your friend, okay? Like, I loved back on the 4th of July, I've got that British Land Rover that 1996 has got the steering wheel over on the right side. Nobody can steal it because, one, it's a manual transmission and it's on the left side, so kids can't steal that, that's for sure. I call it Greta because it burns up the ozone. How dare you? And so I love on the 4th of July to hang that American flag on the back of that British Land Rover so I can own them all over again, baby. And so it's fantastic to see going down the street a big monster flag, and makes me just want to fly it year round. Just because I know that there's these people out here getting triggered.
Yeah.
I don't own my own house yet, but I can't wait. So that way I can fly a huge American flag somewhere.
Steve, you got your flag out?
My flag stays out unless the weather's real bad.
And you got your Marine flag out too?
No, I have Texas flag, United States flag.
All right.
I got my flag.
Keep it honest.
No one asked me.
I'm glad you put the L in
love
that
it.
word.
I love it. I'm glad you have your flag
Megan
on.
Moo has hers.
I have people all the time who see, like, you see Steve's backdrop, his little home plate back there, and my flag back here, and Royce's flag. People all the time send me messages, get triggered. Oh, it's a bunch of garbage. A bunch of, with the flags out. Yeah. Isn't it weird that you see people with a flag and you immediately know where they stand on stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the people like yesterday, our friend Ben Berkwam, who's out there stopping the people in New York from or wherever he was trying to burn the flag right there in the middle of the street. These symbols matter, man. They represent something way bigger than us. So, again, as long as that flag's flying, I'm not going to believe in the doomsdayers and the naysayers and all those people. So, anyway. Anything else, boys and girls? Meggie Moo, we got your show is at 7:30 Central.
Yes, 7:30 Central. And don't miss Todd. He's on at 5.
Hot Seat Todd is at 5. He's Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, so he's back at it
That's why
tonight.
I couldn't find. I tried to find him last night, and I couldn't find him.
No, he starts on Tuesday. And Graham, we're still praying for Graham. Graham's grandmother passed away, and he's also got some other business going on. So Graham's got his plate full. And then, of course, Mexican Tony, our dear brother Tony, who's been in the chat. We're back tomorrow morning with the Dear America Show and Party Foul Steve. Royce Chamberlain, though, on X, at Royce Chamberlain. Did you get any followers yesterday?
Huh?
Did you get any new followers yesterday?
I did. Every show I get a few. I get like 10 or 20.
We can't do this onesie-twosie nonsense.
Those are rookie numbers. I'm trying to get a 10K, baby. Trying to get up to 10K.
Yeah.
Me and
Everyone
Meggie
go follow
Moo.
me and Royce. Everyone.
Actually, Meggie Moo, you need 32K minimum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Minimum.
At Meggie Moo 32, at Party Foul Steve. I'm at Watch Chad this weekend. Thursday, I'm actually in Austin at Cap City Comedy Club. I don't know the tickets on that yet. We might be sold out. I think we got a few seats left. Waco, I don't know. It doesn't feel like I was that long ago. I was at the Hippodrome Theater in Waco, but we'll be back there Friday night. We try to get there every year. That's a huge theater, so we definitely got some seats left in there. And then, of course, we're in Granbury doing music on Saturday night, south of Fort Worth at New Granbury Live. So go to watchchad.com. That's where all the fun stuff is. If you're looking for some patriotic gear, we got some fun T-shirts and hats over at chadgear.com. I redirected Chad Gear over to Prather Tees. So chadgear.com. And all the fun stuff. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit share, do all the stuff. Tell your family and friends about the show. Check out the Dear America Show at 9, 8 Central every morning. And, of course,
I think we do have a couple of super chats.
We got some super chats, and I want to remind everybody before they peel out, our good friend Abby Johnson is going to join us on the show tomorrow. And then, my girl Bevelyn that was arrested. Y'all seen the Bevelyn story? She was arrested for praying outside the Planned Parenthood. She got released under the Trump administration. She's going to join me on Thursday. So that's the plan, even as we speak. So get to the super chats. You guys got to start going to the Chad Prather Rumble and doing the super chats, because otherwise we're just paying Graham Allen again.
I think you got a few over there, but I don't know, actually.
Did you hear Graham drop that thing today about paying cash for his house? Did you hear him say that this morning?
I did.
About paying taxes for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, do a super chat. Pop it up there.
All right, here, you read these.
Let me see if I can see it. Chad, I liked you until you said kill the cat. Don't care. They are mischievous but lovable. I will still be faithful and watch you. I love you, MXWife859. I love you and your cat. That came out weird, but I've always had a cat, or the cat's always had me. I don't know if you ever own a cat, but I had 2 barn cats. So they were named Fat Baby and Not So Fat Baby, and I should name Fat Baby Dank DeMoss. Creative liaison. I like that. Chad, you don't need to lose weight. You like arm candy. What's up? Say more. Flirt with me a little bit. Flirt with me a little bit. I'll take it, girl. Tabby6975, when will your Louisville, Kentucky show be rescheduled? Will Jesse be with you when you reschedule? I just watched Zach, talking about Zach Rushing's Facebook post, and his duck story was hilarious. I wish you would do a show with Zach and Jesse. We've done a lot of them across the country, but we need to maybe get everybody over to Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know when that's going to be rescheduled, but we are working on that. We were supposed to be there the first weekend of the year, but the snow and ice stopped us from being there. So what else we got? Has got any more?
Yes, sir.
All right, pop them up there. Striker J, my man, Striker J11. Chad, check my morning mumble January 16th. They're already complaining about the price of eggs. I did a post on it. LOL, I also mentioned it again in today's Morning Mumbles. FJB killed 11.8 million egg-laying chickens. And Striker J, I do see those Morning Mumbles. They're excellent. Make sure you're following Striker J over on X. But they killed almost 12 million chickens. That's problematic.
What is his X account? what's his handle?
Well, I said yesterday. I was saying
on
yesterday.
Twitter?
I don't think it is. It's oh shoot, let me see. It's he'll probably tell us before I can even get to it. No, you're right. It is Striker J11. It is
Striker J11 on Twitter.
I was thinking there was a difference. Thought I was following him, and then yesterday I discovered that I was not following him. And then I hit it, and I was unfollowing him again. It was weird. So my man, Not Woke Troubadour, right here near me. My neighbor, Party Foul Steve, for Eye Patch McCain's seat in the next primary. Steve, you ready to run against Dan Crenshaw?
No.
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 That would be dirty. Dirty. Let's see. Killaho.
Too many bodies.
Kiloho, as I like to say it. Hot Seat Todd says Killaho. Chad, between white chocolate chip, macadamia nut, peanut butter chocolate chip, and oatmeal raisin, which is your favorite cookie? That's easy. I'll bring them May 16th to your show. It is quite easily white chocolate chip macadamia nut. I love
I like me a classic chocolate chip cookie, man.
Hands down. Steve always complains. He's like, you don't have any snacks in the house. Steve is a snacker. I don't snack. And so Steve showed up the other day with a whole lot of groceries and a big old pile of cookies. And every time Steve walks by the kitchen, he's got another cookie in his mouth. Yep. I'm outing you today, Steve.
You know what? Those peanut butter chocolate chip cookies are really good too, though.
Oh,
I'm more of a donut girl.
Well, I'm not a sweets. I'm by and large not a sweets person. I'm not a look at Christy Noam on here giving a press conference looking like
nobody
a
can see what you're seeing, Chad.
It don't matter. Just live vicariously through me, people. Think about your white chocolate chip macadamia nuts. DH, I'm a girl. I love Christy. She's my friend. She'll tell you. Molly NM, what is all the liberal rage over the pause in SNAP, WIC, and other federal stipends? Well, I can tell you. They like to be on the teat. And they like the stuff. They like the handouts. They like the things. So anything that's a stipend, they're gonna have the rage over it. That's for sure. And trust me, if Trump does it, they're gonna have rage. Striker J, once again, CLC nose ring girl. That's the face that not just only a face a mother can love, but also her mom had to tie a stake to her arse to get the dog to play with her. I had that exact same thought. I had to put a stake around her neck just to get the dog to play with her. Yeah. Woof. That was almost like the one that can't get X on their passport on Dear America this morning. That was brutal.
Gollum, Smeagol, whatever.
Smeagol.
Same thing.
Precious. And to clear it all up, Smeagol became Gollum.
Yes.
Desi G 0811, when will the Arlington show go on sale? That Arlington show should actually be on sale. We'll double check on that over at watchchad.com. Be checking back on that deal for the live tour schedule. We got to get Maggie Moo out there singing with us at some point in time.
It's funny. I was actually just looking at your tour dates and seeing like when you were playing in like the Dallas area, and I was looking at the Arlington date.
Yeah. We got to get those ticket links up there. And Alexis Wilkins, who is Kash Patel's girlfriend, heard from her the other day. I think she and I are going to do some shows together this year. We've been talking about that. So I like having you talented girls around, man. It makes me look good. I can take a lot of mediocre things and smash it together and make it look like a reasonably decent product, but you girls have solid talent. And so pretty excited about that. I can't get my eyes off of Christy Noam. Anyway, wonder what Christy weighs. I've been around Christy a few times. She's in pretty good shape. I'd say she's about $115. About $115.
She's teeny.
Yeah, she's teeny tiny. She's ripped. Anything else, Royce? We got another?
That's it.
All right. I appreciate you guys participating in the chat. We're going to jump off of here, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow with my friend Abby Johnson and whatever cast of characters we look up on between now and then. But join us tomorrow morning at 8 Central for the Dear America show over on Graham Allen's Rumble channel or on the Dear America channel on YouTube. You can also watch it on X. Make sure you click like. Make sure you share this sucker. And please go subscribe to Chad Prather on Rumble as well as, Megan's and just do all the stuff. Y'all know the drill. In the meantime, for the gang, I love you guys. We will talk to you tomorrow. God bless you. We'll see you then.